Hey my friends, welcome back to Owlets Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your time and your energy with me. This is going to be General Collective for my dear Geminis. Anything you need to know about the channels in the box below, please keep in mind these are general collectives, so they're not going to resonate with everyone, okay? If you need something that resonates more closely to your story, then my email is down in the description. And I will be scheduling private readings, a few more for November. And then I'm going to do something different for December, but we'll talk about that as that approaches. Okay, Gemini. I pulled your soul truth card before I started the camera. It came flying out in your pre-shuffle, and I knew it was meant for you. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? I feel as though, Gemini, we've had this before in your read. Pardon the smoke. Hold on, let me turn this around. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. So now what part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Today's soul action: heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season for you. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. So, my soul's truth is, and then it's your job to fill in the blank. Let's grab an animal spirit message for you. Then I'll grab your tarot. I've been pretty good lately at time stamping when the tarot starts, for those who like to skip right to the tarot, but if I forget, please know that I didn't do it on purpose. Bottom of the deck, we've got Owl Spirit, which I like because it's almost like an underscoring vibe with the oracles. Seeing something clearly now, seeing something from above, stepping out of your situation in order to evaluate it differently from a place that's it isn't based in as many bias. It's they're subjective, right? You can see clearly now. So I would say that, now is a great time to be evaluating what it is that, like this card talks about, what it is that you're ready to bring forth into the light. What is it that you're ready to acknowledge? What is it that you see clearly now? And sometimes when we see things, crystal clear, we can't unsee them, and that's sometimes painful, but it is for our highest good, and it is part of the healing process. We also had Dolphin Spirit come out in reverse. This and that are true. So this speaks to me of confusion and not an acceptance that there's truth in both sides of things. There's how they always say, like, there's your story, there's my story, and then there's the truth. That's kind of what this is. And I feel like some of you are really trying to figure out where you stand, or at least where your feelings stand about a particular situation. See, because these cards to come out in this way, they kind of flew out. And I do believe that the Brown Bear Spirit card, Take Time Out, is meant to come in between them. So if we go from this state of confusion, this and that are true, and we take the time out, we're able to see things more clearly. And when we're in those places where we have almost like those moments of reprieve, right, where things just in your life seem to be more calm and everything is more simpatico, that's a great time to do that shadow work. I'm going to grab your tarot from the Antique Anatomy. As always, I've extensively shuffled the decks before recording, while meditating on your energy. And I was feeling like a lot of negativity, almost like a very Eight of Swords type feel. Drained, but that might not be where this reading goes, because I do feel like it's very clear here, unless the oracle message is completely separate from the tarot, that it's almost like a new perspective, allowing yourself to gain a new perception about a particular situation, and then taking the time out to process is going to allow you to see things much more clearly in regards to said situation, whatever it is. Pardon me. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Devil. Okay, so underscoring energy of needing to let go of something that has you bound, something that has you tied to it, something that you're tied to that isn't even, it's not yours. You're tied to it, you're dragging it around. It's time to let it go. It's time to release this hold. This is the energy underscoring this read. And quite frankly, it almost feels palpable. Your first card out is the Queen of Rods, followed by the Eight of Coins. Then we have the Page of Rods, the Ace of Rods, the Magician, and the Ace of Elixirs, or the Ace of Cups, with an overall feel of the Nine of Rods, your significator, the Sun in reverse, and at the top, crowning this reading, we have the Two of Blades. So, this stable, curious, fiery, passionate energy is the perfect energy to go exploring within, to have the passion to want to learn, to want to gain. And it feels like what you want to gain is access to balance, access to joy, access to harmony, access to release, access to forgiveness, both of self and of others. The energy throughout November, I have a feeling it's an energy that you're already in that might feel a bit overwhelming, that might feel like, slicing and dicing your way through those thorns and brambles. But after the Page of Rods, we've got the Ace of Rods. So to me, it seems as though something was unlocked in order for you to have this reignition, this, it's more than a spark. It's, when the fire catches, when the kindling catches. And followed by the Magician, it just tells me that, first of all, that you're a very strong individual, and that your strength is going to continue to aid you throughout the remainder of this year. I do feel like 2021, there's going to be a lot of changes within the collective that feel like the removal of a heavy wet blanket, if that makes any sense. But you have to keep at the forefront what it is that you want out of life. I feel like some of you are really looking for love, wanting love, or not feeling loved, and therefore craving it, maybe like in a relationship that doesn't fulfill your needs. There's a call to persevere, right? There's a call for you to deal with some of the heavier shit earlier in the month so that you can work your way more fluidly through this process. And so it doesn't feel like as steep of an uphill climb. Because often with the Nine of Rods or the Nine of Wands, it's not seeing the end in sight, but it actually being just around the next corner. So it's just about continuing to push through and persevere and do the best that you can to focus on healing that buried shame, because your significator being the Sun card in reverse, that's no good. We don't want to see it that way around. That's a dimming of your inner light. But energy within the tarot is changeable. So the quicker that we let go of this buried shame, the quicker that we heal and raise our energy frequencies, the quicker that we bring shame and guilt into the light and validate it, the quicker we switch the energy around. And the Sun card upright is, you know, where we want to be. Alright, underscoring vibe, like I said, things keeping you tied down, i.e. shame and such. And crowning this read, we have the Two of Blades or the Two of Swords in reverse. So it being difficult for you to make certain decisions, it being, quite frankly, just something that you've wanted to avoid. But this is you making those decisions, I feel. You know, this is you by the end of this cycle, and it's not a forever cycle. It's not a cycle that's going to take long. It's something that you're working through currently, I feel, some of you. It's not going to take long for you to see things clearly. If you can alter your perception on some things, as opposed to blaming yourself for certain things, if you follow the trail back, if you forgive yourself, if you acknowledge that maybe even during your weak moments you were doing the best that you could, and you just take time out with that, right? And you sit with that, like this card talks about. Bringing it into the light, let it be seen, sitting with it. That's how we heal. That's how we see things clearly. Guilt and shame are like, you know, soap on a window. It's doing nothing for your perception, but obscuring it. There's no clarity there. There's just beating yourself up about things that you can't change. And all that does is waste more time. Be proud of yourself that you've moved forward out of that place where you once were. And for some of you, let go of the shame that just isn't yours to begin with, and you carry it around for others. That's something that's been coming up in several of the readings for November. The collectives seem to have that thread running through them. Alright, my dear friends, I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. I appreciate you all. Take great care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. And we will see each other back here again soon. Alright, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your time and energy with me. As always, my dear friends, you are all appreciated. And I see you. I appreciate you. And thank you for seeing me in return. Alright, bye friends.